doing today, actually?
I'm currently sweating. I don't know about you, but the goal for today is we're gonna go try and find some treasure. So we have got here a handy dandy waterproof metal detector, and we're gonna bring this out into wildest Hawaii and see if any of these friendly tourists have dropped anything for us to find. Now this has always been one of my favorite hobbies. The reason for that is because A, you're out there cleaning up and you're enjoying the beautiful nature area that you're swimming around in, and B, you might find some gold. You never know what you're gonna find. Find some pretty weird stuff out here from time to time, yeah.
Well, I've got one question.
Yes.
Wait, what is that?
So this is our little subnado. So this is an underwater jetpack per se, but I strap it to my arm. Now usually I'd have it on the other way because when you push the trigger it blows water that way, which means it pulls you forward like Superman. But I flipped it around in order to be able to shoot a jet of water off my wrist and dig a hole in the sand. Because underwater it can be a real pain when you're down there trying to dig with your hands and hold your breath at the same time. On the back of our metal detector, you guys may have noticed we got a water bottle strapped to it. Now that's gonna be a ballast. So we're gonna be able to fill it up with a certain amount of water in order to maintain a certain level of buoyancy. Because when you're letting go of this thing to go and dig, you don't want it scraping the bottom, and you also don't want it pulling you up. So this is perfect for being able to float just how we want it to. Got our mask and snorkel. Our headphones here are actually bone conducting headphones. Have you ever used bone conducting headphones? No? So you wear them on your cheekbones, so right on the sides of your skull, and they conduct the signal into your skull. So you can hear them without actually using your ears.
Wow.
It's pretty weird, yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool.
It seems really loud, but people around you can't even hear it. So, wild. And then we have got our forceps. These are for getting little coins out of cracks. They're handy because sometimes you can't fit your fingers in the lava rocks. Got a dive knife just in case. We got our pinpointer. So this is a baby metal detector. Because once you find the signal with the big one, you're gonna need to find exactly where it is. And this one will narrow it down. And then to finish it off, we've got our dive weights. This belt doubles as both a weight belt as well as a treasure pouch.
Wow.
Lots of gear.
What are some of the animals we could find in these waters?
Now, the crazy thing is, even though we're in a very touristy area, we still have a lot of wildlife. This beach in particular, I've seen a lot of Hawaiian monk seals at. I've seen sea turtles cruise through. I've seen some weird fish out there. I've seen Moorish idols. I've seen the uhu, so the parrotfish. And even this little thing called a flying gunnard, or gunard I think it's pronounced. But it's like this little fish that sits on the bottom and he's got wings. So hopefully we spot one of those because they're pretty funny looking.
Alright guys, so we just finished up and we found some pretty interesting things, but we were just coming in and we just found a Minecraft goat. That is so weird.
Probably one of the weirdest things I found up there. You know, the typical coins, pull tabs and stuff, and then a Minecraft goat.
Which is strange to say the least, but yeah, we went pretty far out there. I climbed up and I jumped in. It was all very fun. Thanks to Alec here.
Yeah, it's always fun. You never know what you're gonna find. It's a bit of a gamble.
Alright guys, so the sun's going down, so it's time to move on.
On to the next adventure.
On to the next one. Welcome guys to the Manoa waterfalls, and we're not quite there yet, but we've got to keep hiking up that way. But we're at this beautiful spot right here with all these greens. One of the things they told us to look out for was falling trees, so probably want to step away from that. It's kind of rainy and that's why everything is so slippery and muddy. As you can probably tell, with all this mud down here, it's really slippery. So I was just running down here, which is probably not the best thing to do. And I think this is a root. Well, I don't actually know what this is, but it's kind of squishy. But that's really cool. So, oh, this is pretty sick though. A little bridge. And I think we can go underneath here. Oops. I'm so small and compact. Alright. Make sure you want to have stability. For example, I'm holding onto this, but not too hard that it breaks, because I don't want to hurt the nature here. Oh. Whoa, this is pretty sick, guys. The water coming from up there. This is way sick. I would obviously keep going down there if I could, but we're still on the trail, kind of. This is so freaking cool. So many. It's just cool to find these little spots that you wouldn't normally find and you wouldn't normally go to. But when you have someone like me, love to do it. Alright guys, it's pretty loud where I am right now, but it's really cool. This is the source of where we were just before. And I think the waterfall is just up that way. Whoa, this is sick. Whoa. Whoa. Touch. Alright. And I'm free. And go back on the trail. Alright, we're good. This is sick. It's weird, it's like a dream. It's so freaking cool. Doesn't feel real. Check the rocks if they're unstable. Like this one. That one's very unstable. And when we exit, we're gonna go up that way. But I wanna go up that way. I got to the other side. Alright, the goal. Get to that cool looking rock. Let's go. This is so cool. You can see straight through the water. If you compare this to Australian waters, it is not even close. Australian waters are so musty and dusty and poopy and doopy and loopy. Oh, these are so, whoop, don't fall. Crystal, amazing and beautiful. Oh, we already gone past our little objective. Should we try and get on top of the tree? It fell. No. That's why you don't do that. You want to take your time, look where you're going, make sure where you're stepping is safe and secure, and that you can step there. All right, let's jump. Jumping! Oh, oh yeah. Booyah! All right, going through this cool little secret trail. If you're ever unsure on where you're going, look at where the water is, and it can basically tell you. It can guide you. And you can follow the stream back to where you were. Oh, gross. Oh, the muddy shoes. Oh no. Not the muddy shoes. Alright. Alright, well, I'm up here waiting for the rest of the slow pokes back there. It's really cool. It's really steep though. I'm really freaking sweaty. Like water. Ice cold water would be nice. Alright guys, we've made it to the waterfall. After a very long hike and a very steep hike, we've made it, and it's very cool. We're walking down the hike because we just finished up there. That's pretty cool. It's time to go home, or at least eat something because I'm hungry. Alright guys, this is one of the things that I've looked forward to this whole trip. Surfing. Now, I don't have a clue in the world about surfing and I don't know how to do it, but Alec does.
I have a few clues in the world.
So Alec, take it away.
Alrighty. So we're sitting here with two boards. They're both about 8.5 to 9 feet long, but we've got two different types. So we've got our soft top here. That one is going to be foam, and then we've got our hard top here. This one is going to be fiberglass. Now this one has wax on it. That's so you can not fly off. It's pretty slippery if you don't have wax on it. This one has a natural grip to it. But basically, we're gonna go out there. We're gonna look for where the waves are breaking. And when you're sitting on your board, you're looking out towards the waves. And then when I tell you to rotate, you're just gonna use your legs, kind of wiggle them around like a little blender, and you spin yourself in the opposite direction. As that wave comes up behind you, you're gonna lay down, paddle, paddle, paddle. You give it like 5 good strokes, and if you caught the wave at the right time, you're going the right speed, then you should be able to snag that wave and get going with it. All right, so we're gonna go ahead, draw our little surfboard in the sand. This is not to scale, but it'll give you a good idea. So there's the front of the board right there.
Yep.
When you're going out, you're gonna be paddling with your arms, and you're gonna kind of be scooping underneath the board and then coming back up. But your feet, you don't really want them to drag in the water too much. If you can, to get them up or to lift your legs, because it just decreases your speed. But when you eventually go ahead, do your little leg rotation, you get yourself spun around, and then you're looking back for that wave that's coming, start to paddle, paddle, paddle. If you manage to catch that wave and you'll feel it scoop you up, then you can go ahead, get into a push-up position, and you can either slowly bring yourself up, you want to pop your foot up, or you can just go ahead and kind of throw yourself up depending on your balance. But once you got your front foot forward, you can ride the wave like this, slowly start to pick yourself up, and balance is the key. Once you're standing, then you're riding the wave, and you can go ahead and stop whenever.
I'm normal footed.
You're normal footed.
I'm not BP.
So your board is gonna end right about there on your sides. So you've got your arms nice and tight in, and you're looking forward, you're pushing up, you swing your foot forward. So when you pop up, you're on your toes. On your toes. Perfect, and then you just kind of balance, turn your feet sideways, and ride it best you can.
Alright guys, welcome to Fun Facts. My favorite energy drink is this Gatorade Glacier Freeze, which we're not sponsored. And next question, there's only 2 questions, is what are my favorite sports? So I have 3. First, I love doing snowboarding. Snowboarding is so fun. I even took my GoPro to Japan to do some snowboarding, and there was a lot of funny moments. It's going up and I was like, yeah, this is gonna be sick, that's cool, jump up here. And I went up to the jump and I went straight down. And I was like, oh crap. So I like dropped down on my butt and I slid down and then I was like, all right, so I'm gonna get down there in 0.2 seconds. And as soon as I said that, the front of my board clipped and I fell straight on my face. Next is biking. I love bike riding, especially because I got a new bike for my birthday. And I'm officially 13 now. And then third and final one is soccer. I love doing soccer, especially at school with my friends, and I love doing that because it's a nice, fun sport, and I love being goalkeeper. So that's Fun Facts with Jake. Alright guys, I think I just saw a turtle, so we're gonna try and capture it on camera. Let's go. Dinner time, and I'll tell you what's on the menu. So firstly, we've got some sausages and buns, fried chicken, but we've got some wood here. Grab some of this because someone illegally put it in the ground, so that's why we have that little thing over there, which we have ours in, and that's what we're going to use. And I ate this coconut, but I cracked it open with my head and I ate it. Here's a little fun fact about that coconut I showed you and why I said that I cracked it open with my head. We went to the luau and it was really fun. It was so cool. Sorry. We saw so much cool stuff there. Oh, whoa. And this guy was talking about the coconuts and what they used to do with the coconuts and how they would use the coconuts. They could use it for multiple things. They used to use all this stuff in the coconut to light a fire. The husk, that's what it's called. I got information from my peoples behind the scenes. So they would use the husk and they would create like a bird's nest with it, and then hopefully it would catch fire. Now, outside, I'm just gonna grab some backup sticks, which is really good because if you run out of sticks, you're just gonna be running around while your fire's dying over there. So I'm gonna grab a lot of this stuff. Pick out these ones that can easily fit. Oh, that's too big. Just gonna walk around, can scan the area. There we go. This one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. See, we already got a bunch. I'm gonna pull out the Flint Striker and I'm gonna have a good old time with that, trying to do it for 3 days straight. That's what I'm gonna feel like. And if I can't do it in 10 times, I'm gonna go crazy. Because last time it took me 3 days. I got so much sand on me while I'm sitting in sand. Get you guys a little closer. Now you really want to have parental supervision around you. I have a parent there and Brian over there, okay, the producer, and they're watching me like a hawk basically. And it just broke off. I love this. This is amazing. And it fell off again. I think I'm going to use the orange one because the orange one is more stable and a lot more safe. Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars. Let me know what it's like to be on Jupiter and Mars. I love this song, really good song. Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars. It's stuck in my head now. Let's grab some of this. This is, I'm trying to remember. Alright guys, I'm gonna do 10 more and then we're gonna switch to matches. Switch into matches because ultimately they're easier and faster to use, and you can get a fire started in the blink of an eye. And we got a fire now. There we go. That's a big one. Oh yeah. Coconut's mine. I will hold and treasure this coconut. What's up guys? Now I'm back in my little chair. I'm relaxing, eating my favorite chips in the world, Takis. Hear that? Super yummy, yummy tummy. But I want to tell you a story about these Takis and me, and how when I was filming Half Turn, I had a bad experience with Takis, and they'll forever be my enemies for it. But now we're friends. So we were driving down to New South Wales because I'm from Brisbane, and basically we stopped at this gas station and I turned the corner and you know what I see? Tiki Taks. And I was like, no way! So I ran to them. It was a little smaller than that packet. I ran to them and I was like, give me the ticks. So I got to the car, I opened them first thing, and I just ate them all. Ate the whole packet. I didn't even offer any to anyone. And then I drank a liter of water after eating the Takis. And then you know what time it was? It was 12:30. It was lunchtime. I was like, I can't refuse lunch. We pulled up to KFC. I was like, oh no. So I got a 3-piece with chips, which was not the best idea. Absolutely ate that up. I ate it up in like 0 to 2 seconds. And we arrived at the Airbnb and we were so happy. I ran around and I was like, yo, this is sick. This is so cool. And I was like, ugh. My stomach was like, brr, 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 brr. And I raced to the toilet. I was like, get out of my way. And you know what happened? I vomited red from the Takis. Ah! It was scary. It was tough times. I was like, is that blood? What is that? And then the scent came up and I was like, that's Takis. Ah! That's such a bad angle. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. So that's just a little bit of my backstory. I hope you guys liked the story. That looks so menacing. I'd be a really good horror character. Boom! Oh yeah! Looks pretty nice. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty mint. Ah! Oh yeah. Oh, this is so scuffed. Steak, bacon, egg, and cheese. Cheese, cheese, cheese. Alright, you guys. Sadly, all good things must come to an end. We saw an Alec. We got to adventure with an Alec. Did surfing. Saw so much coral. I don't know where I'm going to end up next, but until next time, adventure big.